Am I the a-hole for refusing to have my dad in my life after he chose his new family?
Ooh, high road or the new family road?
Practice families. We talk about it. So, when I was 13 years old, my dad had an affair and left my mom and moved in with his affair partner, who we'll call Janet. That escalated quickly. At first, me and my sister would visit every weekend, and I will admit that he was a good dad, although I never liked Janet. That if he's a good dad, I don't even want to know what Janet's like if she doesn't like her.
Oh my God. Yeah, because if that's his stat bar for being a good dad.
Not great.
Cheating and leaving you for another family.
By the way, this comes from Parking Breadfruit 8 on the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So when Janet got pregnant and had their son, our visits became less frequent and my dad was more concerned with his new family.
Of course, that's how it goes.
Classic practice family vibes. He would miss some of my recitals or my sister's competitions because he was busy with his new son.
Conspiracy theory? He always wanted a boy.
That's a great conspiracy theory. That's a great conspiracy theory.
He doesn't have time for your recitals. He has times for his son's football games.
Yeah, it's football. Yeah, you know what I mean? He's a little baby. Just like, He just has oh, you know.
Good job, boy!
You know those little toys they have? Like the little, dangly things? Yeah. It's all like little footballs. Little footballs. He's like, He's like my little Tom Brady. Anyways, when I was 16... Janet, the stepmom, decided that she wanted to move for a new job opportunity. Me and my sister begged him not to leave us, but he just said, I need to prioritize my family.
What the heck?
When bro accidentally says what he really thinks.
Oh, you should have kept that to yourself, man.
Dude, you should have kept that to yourself.
What the heck?
He moved 10 hours away. This pretty much ended our relationship, and I decided to go no contact as it was clear he did not consider me family.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he's going to be calling back whenever you have kids. Calling it.
Yep.
Calling it right now. See? Rewind this whenever it happens. Play this clip whenever this happens, editor.
There we go. Please do. Please do. My younger sister stayed in contact with him. He would try to call me and offer for me to come and visit my sister, but I refused. When he came back to see my sister, I would refuse to speak to him. And when he turned up at the house, I didn't invite him to my high school or college graduation. I'm now 33 years old, from 16 to 33.
Wow.
And have remained no contact with him ever since. He has over the years repeatedly tried contacting me and getting his family to contact me on his behalf to reconcile.
Don't you remember what you said, dude?
You said I had to prioritize my family. Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, and she's letting you do that, so leave her alone.
Yeah, dude. Come on. I have avoided family events in case he attended, including my sister's wedding and baby showers. Yikes.
That's so sad.
Yeah, that's
a lot.
That's a lot. Actually, let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. I think maybe that's a little bit too much.
Yeah, I would agree.
Maybe.
Missing your sister's wedding because you don't want to see your dad.
Wedding and baby shower, yeah. That's kind of tough. That's kind of tough. My dad and his family moved back to our hometown 3 months ago, and he has been relentless trying to reconcile.
Why?
You fumbled the bag, dude. Sorry. I've received messages from my half-brother and sister wanting a relationship, saying he's a great dad. Yeah, to you.
Yeah, half-brother, just stay out of this.
Yeah, just stay. Yeah, guys. Stop. This ain't your battle, guys. Ain't your battle. My dad found out I'm getting married and keeps trying to contact me and has even tried to speak to my fiance. Whoa. Janet, the evil stepmom, messaged me saying I have broken my dad's heart repeatedly and I'm pathetic and should get therapy. I replied back that she was nothing but a home-wrecking and then blocked her. Uh-oh. I think we might be venturing into some everyone sucks territory.
Yeah.
I think we might be venturing into that because you missed this is her full sister's wedding and baby shower when, your sister's probably like, and at the end of the day, people are going to do what they're going to do,
Yeah.
But if I could see myself being an OP sister's bitch and be like, I know you don't want to see dad, but I thought your love and appreciation wanting to be there for me would be stronger than your hate and resentment of our dad. You know what I mean?
Yes, I agree.
Like, you know what? Hey, live your life, I guess. But yeah.
You just hate your,
and then that comment, I just don't think there's ever a reason to call a woman that name, to be honest with you.
Oh.
An or.
Oh, an or. Yeah.
I just don't.
Yeah. Even if they're spicy working, come on.
Everyone seems to be wanting me to let him back in my life. I'm sick of all the harassment and accidentally bumping into my dad and his family in town. Uh-oh. Oh, because they just moved back.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot OP was also there too.
And the step brother the half brother is probably playing football on the side of the road, and you see him, and you see the dad slipping on a banana with another woman somewhere.
He's getting his Heisman Trophy.
Yep.
You know,
Starting a new family.
Starting throwing
baseball with another kid. You know,
Dude.
He wanted a boy that was into baseball, not football. A lot of things can happen around town. That's what I'm imagining.
Oh my God! From the girl to the football player, he's like, no, I need baseball now.
Yep, exactly.
Whenever I see him, I just walk away and refuse to speak to them. Everyone is saying he's a good dad and tried his best to remain in contact, but I pushed him away. That's fake news. Everyone is pressuring me. My mom, my sister, grandparents, aunts, uncles, even some of my friends. My fiance has even started saying I'm the a-hole for shutting him out. It's all starting to get to me. So, am I the a-hole? We have our first update of this episode coming up. But real quick.
You think she is the a-hole for that comment? You can say it.
I think that's an a-hole move. Yeah.
Is she the a-hole for that comment?
Yes, she's the a-hole for that comment. And
He's so afraid to call people the a-hole on the show. I hate having people on the fence. I'm like, dude, just get on one side of the fence.
You're right. We got to get on one side. Obviously, the dad's the a-hole. I mean, he abandoned his family, literally said I had to prioritize my family to his daughters. I mean, that is...
What the F?
That is, and clearly that is something that's stuck with her for the rest of her life.
Yeah, that's why she won't even see his face.
Yeah, exactly. And Opie is asking if she's the a-hole because everyone's like, oh, forget the dad.
Yeah.
I don't agree with all those people. I think that, you know, if Opie is like, listen, you abandoned me when I was a teenager, you know, even before that, you know, at a very delicate time in my life as a child, as a growing up, you abandoned me, and you don't get to get back together with me just because you want to. This is my decision. Hey, you wanted out of your life. You've out of my life. You've gotten what you wanted.
Yeah. So stop trying to crawl back into my life.
That's fine, but don't fight fire with fire.
Yeah.
I think. Thank you for all the comments. Although most seem to be not the a-hole. Some said you were the a-hole, myself included. Some of you gave me helpful suggestions, which I am planning to take on board. I have just spoken to my fiance, and unfortunately, it has not gone well. But at this point in time, I've had enough and want to run away and never come back.
Oh no!
Wait a second. From her fiance or from everyone?
From everyone, I think. Oh.
My fiance knows my history with my dad and Janet. I explained to him that him siding with my father and pressuring me was hurting me as my fiance. He should be supporting me.
Oh, yeah, because the dad has been going behind Opie's back.
He's been trying to get everyone to pressure her, right? Which sucks. If you truly cared about her, you would say, hey, I would love to be in your life, and I'm so regretful of this terrible mistake I made, but I'm going to let you come to your own conclusion, and I'll be here if you're ever willing to talk to me. Yeah. I don't deserve it, but I'm here for it.
Dude, this guy sounds like my grandpa. My dad's dad, his name was Spud, and he had like 4 wives and whatever.
Yeah.
So like it feels like Spud was charming because he was a high school coach, and everyone in the community was like liked him. Whenever he died, he had Spud tails and people
charismatic.
Super charismatic. I feel like this is what OP's dad's like. Super charismatic, does what he wants, and gets away with it, and has a smooth way of talking. So that's why the fiance is sort of like, let him back in your life. Seems like a nice guy.
Yeah, and also I'm getting, because he's not saying, hey, I'll be here, but like I'm not going to pressure you, and he's instead like he's getting everyone to pressure OP. I'm getting the sense he wants to do it so he looks good. Yep. That's what my intuition is saying. My fiance, who I'll call Larry, told me that he can't support me in doing something that he knows is wrong.
What?
Whoa. Larry told me that he spoke to my father and had an understanding of both sides of the story and believes that if we both sit down and talk, we can sort this out and reconcile. I told Larry that I don't want this and I want no contact, and asked why he is even speaking to my father. Larry admitted his father, who is friends with my dad, encouraged Larry to speak to him and hear him out.
Nope. OP's dad definitely manipulated that and was like, oh, let me be friends with the fiance's dad so she can talk to me.
And to OP's, and you know, to be fair to OP, this is kind of more reason why she's like, hey, I don't want to talk to him, because see how he's like turning everyone to like pressure me. Like this is terrible.
Yeah,
like, come on. Larry told me my dad loved me very much and always wanted to be in my life, and has pictures of me. I'm guessing he got those from my family, as my social media is set to private. Larry said my dad is heartbroken at the state of our relationship because I was being unreasonable about him moving away when I was young. He doesn't get it.
He doesn't get it. You have to take responsibility for your own actions.
That is a huge thing you need to apologize for. At the barest of minimums, dude. You hurt her so much as a kid.
Oh, I'm going to go hang out with my new family now.
Yeah. See you later.
What do you think this is going to do to a kid?
Dude, come on. Larry stated that I got on the wrong foot with Janet and that I was not innocent in the breakdown of the relationship. He told me that everyone can see the truth but me and to look in the mirror because I'm the problem.
Oh my gosh.
Larry, you might need to go.
Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye to OP, man.
We might have to treat Larry like the lobster and throw him in the boiling pot.
I bet you Larry met OP's dad at a bar and got brainwashed in like less than 15 minutes. That's all it takes is 15 minutes.
Dude, limp spine Larry.
Wet toast.
Dude, wet
spine
toast spine Larry. Dude, wet toast spine is just so great. I'm so glad.
Phenomenal.
I'm just so glad we got that. I don't know what story that came from, but I'm just so glad we read that. Needless to say, I broke down crying and asked him why was he doing this to me and not supporting me. Larry claims to love me, but won't stand by me and watch me be a heartless bee. Larry.
Dude.
Helena Bain says, bye-bye, Larry.
Bye-bye, Larry.
Dude, after he said this, I stood up and told him that he shouldn't marry a heartless bee and walked out.
Nice.
Ooh.
That's pretty solid.
Great comeback.
It's so crazy that someone could turn on you this quickly.
Yeah.
Someone you love.
Dude, she was ready to marry this man, and here he is going absolutely crazy.
That's so...
I'm currently sat in my car. My phone is blowing up with Larry trying to contact me, but I don't want to speak to him. I feel like I'm losing everything and everyone. I don't understand what is happening.
This is a good thing that happened to OP. In a marriage, you need to have a united front. He can't even be united on her on this decision.
Thank God they didn't get married yet.
Absolutely.
Thank God. Thank God. But we have another update. Hi, everyone. Thanks for the comments and letting me make some noise on you as I desperately needed an outside perspective. I know a lot of you are telling me to cut all contact with my family and leave town. That is not an option for me financially, and I would not be able to set up business elsewhere. All my money is invested in it, and I have only managed to get established recently with steady income. Relocating is not an option for me. So it sounds like OP's like invested everything into her business and finances here. It's kind of tied to
That's tough.
I love my friends and my family and don't want to cut everyone off. I love my hometown where I grew up. This is my life, and I'm not willing to walk away from it. Which it sounds like, wasn't OP like I want to skip town earlier or something like that?
Yeah. She's like, I want to leave. I think her title was like, I want to leave and run away.
Yeah.
Because her fiance turned on her. Her dad's now in her.
Maybe it was like, I want to leave, but I'm not going to.
She came to the realization that she can't.
I can't do it. She's like, my whole life is here.
Yeah.
I didn't expect to write another update this fast, but a lot has happened today. So firstly, I agreed to meet my dad and try to talk to him to get him to back off and leave me alone.
Whoa, that's a huge step.
That is a huge step. How do we think it's going to go?
He's going to try and smooth talk her, but she is already hurt enough, and she sees him like as the worst person ever.
Yeah.
So she's not gonna like oblige to it.
Like she's not going to go along with it.
Not at all. How do you think it's going to work?
Yeah, I think she's going to be like, leave me alone. He's like, no. If you really cared about me, you would give me the space and acknowledge that you did this to me back in the past. Come on now. I asked my mom to arrange the meeting, just him, no one else. I wasn't sure if he would agree to that, but within 15 minutes of her calling, he was at the door. Whoa, bro is on top of it. I asked my mom to stay and mediate. To summarize the conversation, these are a bit messed up because it's a lot to remember. But I asked him to give me space and stop trying to get everyone on his side and let me live my life. I told him he stopped being my father when he moved 10 hours away. I told him Janet was mean to me and told him all the horrible things she has said to me over the years. I hate how he chose Janet and his new family over me and how he told me he had to prioritize them and how he basically told me I wasn't family. He was an a-hole for withholding my college fund and trying to blackmail me and then spending it on his new family.
Oh, didn't know that.
Bro,
he was like, here. You have to talk to me. Come get the carrot.
And Opie's like, no, I'm gonna stick to this. He's like, all right. Boop.
This is like when people don't sign an NDA with money. Real quick, you know Zach Bryan, the country singer?
Yeah, vaguely, yes.
So his ex Bree is on like Barstool's podcast.
Oh, really?
They broke up. Zach Bryan's team said, "Hey, if you sign this NDA, we'll give you $12 million." She turned it down. because of all the effed up crap Zach Bryant did to her.
No.
There's stories. She talks about it on the podcast, but there are so many stories about it.
Because if you're trying to give someone 12, if you had a relationship that ended and you did nothing, why would you care? It's like, go ahead. Like, talk about it, you know? $12 million?
Mm-hmm. Not to say nothing about it.
Bro.
And that's what that feels like. If she would have took the college fund, she could not
like, all right,
whatsoever. Yeah. She had to shut up about anything and couldn't say that he's ever a bad person.
I hate how I've missed major family events because he attended the events and would make them awkward. I didn't see his son and daughter as my family, and I'm sick of them trying to speak to me and approach me. He keeps making scenes every time he sees me and making me look like the bad guy.
That is so crazy. Every time in public, hey, why aren't you going to talk to me? I'm your dad.
Yeah, right? And then everyone's like, huh? Like, I'm just trying to buy an apple, but what's going on over here?
Yeah, exactly. Were we at the grocery store?
Yeah. I mean, where else would you run into him? I feel like
the
that's
apple orchard. Where did this apple come from?
That's the real question. He keeps inserting himself into my life, going to my fiance's family events and going behind my back to talk and sway Larry to his side. Yeah. I hate how he cheated on my mom, bro. We forgot about that one.
Totally forgot about that.
Dude, he literally cheated on her mom when she was like a teenager. We're about to get back in the story, but Riley, I wanted to read a funny comment to you real quick.
Oh, yeah?
So this comes from Metal Coney. I thought John bringing up his knee injury was about to be an ad for ZocDoc. Well, now it is. So I have an update for Metal Coney and everyone. Guys, I finally was able to get a fantastic physical therapist.
Thank God.
I'm on my exercises. My knee melons are gone.
Dude, those things were huge.
It was like someone took a balloon pump or a tire pump and just pumped up my knees. It was crazy. But we're doing good.
I have seen you walk up the stairs a little bit faster now.
I've been walking upstairs. I did a hike yesterday with my girlfriend Naima.
How'd you do that though?
You know, there was only one place I could possibly fathom to turn to fix my knee. You know where that was, Riley?
I have no idea.
ZocDoc! ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare highly rated doctors in network near you and instantly book appointments online with them. And guys, we all know that these doctors have actual verified reviews from real patients like you. We're talking about booking appointments with tens of thousands of top-rated, patient-reviewed, credible doctors and specialists, y'all. And you can filter for ones that take your insurance. We're looking out for your pockets, ladies and gentlemen, and treat basically any condition that you're searching for. And guys, the typical wait time is not a long time. It's just between 24 and 72 hours to see someone on ZocDoc. Sometimes even the very same day. Guys, we all know. I use ZocDoc. I love it. We all use ZocDoc. You should join us and use ZocDoc too. Go to ZocDoc.com/OKOP and download the ZocDoc app for free. Guys, free 99. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/OKOP, ZocDoc.com/OKOP. Let's get back to the story. I hate how he cheated on my mom and broke our family up, and then listened to Janet, who stopped our dates, missed my recitals, reduced contact, and was more concerned about his son. So now we're hearing his perspective. Okay, so this is him, dad. He loves me and always has, and is never going to give up trying to connect. And he has given me enough space over the years and is done hearing about my life from secondhand knowledge and is not willing to miss any more of it. I'm sorry, but that's not your choice, brother. Sorry. He loves Janet and can't regret his past because he wouldn't have her as two kids. Bro, you are literally...
And his superstar base football
his Heisman Trophy son. You are not understanding it literally 1 ounce. So why should she forgive you?
Yeah.
Why should she forgive you? Because you're not acknowledging the pain that you gave her. Not even acknowledging it, let alone apologizing for it. Dude. He wishes he had done it differently and ended his marriage with my mom first. But you didn't. His kids are innocent and I shouldn't be taking it out on them. They just want to know their big sister, but they're harassing her. Okay.
Every moment they can.
Dude, I was a difficult child who was rude and disrespectful to Janet, breaking her belongings, calling her names, ruining day outs. Maybe because she was hurt and torn apart because you cheated on her mother,
her sweet mother,
and then you left and and basically said you're not family. And maybe she was a child who didn't know how to deal with these emotions and wasn't getting love from her father, let alone like the therapy or other means of support to process through this. Maybe that's why she was frustrated. Okay.
Yeah, can you not see it, dude?
Dude. When Janet got pregnant, she was high risk, and me coming every week and starting arguments was stressing her out. For her and his son's sake, he stopped the weekend visitation.
Wow.
Maybe if you set it up better, she wouldn't be arguing with you.
Yeah, maybe if you listen to her.
Dude, he's taking negative 1,000 accountability here. Sorry. He still spoke to us on the phone and took us out for dinner and days out, but just didn't let us sleep over. When his son was born, he was premature and had health complications, which meant him staying in the hospital for weeks and frequent hospital admissions. Janet was also going through postpartum depression, so wasn't able to see us as much and had to miss some events when he was taking care of Janet and his son. Janet was unable to get a job locally, and the opportunity was too good to pass up, so they had to move. He pointed out that they came back to town for weekends as much as he could to see us and would always invite us to fly out and spend vacations with him. He phoned every day, but I refused to speak or see him. They had flown in for my graduation, but I refused to invite him, and he lost his temper and refused to give me my college fund. He apologized for this and tried to fix this a few weeks later and give me the money, but I refused it.
Okay, that's big too.
Yeah, new information. He has not spent the money and he still has it. And I have to only ask and I can have it. Don't feel like all OP has to do is ask. I feel like
No. There's so many entanglements with this.
The dangling carrot is she's like poking it out behind the door, right?
Yep. All you have to ask and you have to be my daughter again.
Yeah. And you have to say, here's your contract of how you have to say, OP's dad is greatest dad ever and is the best. Minimum one Instagram post every Father's Day.
I love Dad.
I love Dad. He is best. Thank you for money.
Thank you, Dad.
Thank you, Dad. He had visited me at my college to try to talk to me, but I refused to see him. He is going to miss family events. 6, he makes a scene because he misses me and just wants to talk to me and reconcile, but you don't respect her space. But I always end up running away or shouting insults at him and Janet. 7, he has been trying for 16 years to reconnect, but I shut him down at every turn, and he just wants to be my dad. He is old friends with my fiance's dad, and he hoped my fiance could talk some sense into me and open a line of communication. Again, doesn't get it for the 1,000th time. He never feels I gave Janet a chance, no matter how she tried in the beginning, and hoped we could be civil. Janet hates knowing I talk bad about her, am mean to her children, and won't speak to him. Again, just to summarize, so that's the end of his. Now we're going to get into his wants section.
Okay.
But Dad just so clearly does not see how he hurt or acknowledges the hurt of his daughter.
Yep. Very prideful.
I feel like, look, OP is the a-hole in several instances, right?
Yeah.
However, I feel like if the dad acknowledged the pain and hurt and basically said what we said earlier, like, hey, I know I don't deserve it. You could, never speak to me again, but I want you to know I'm sorry. I'm ready to do the work, and I'm here if you're ever willing to open the door to me.
Yeah.
I feel like she would have a very different outlook at the least.
Yeah.
Maybe OP would stray away from at least from the a-hole behavior and say like, hey, look, I'm not going to be your best friend, but okay, I'll stop with the a-hole behavior. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I agree.
So let's get to his wants. My dad is in therapy and wants me to join him for family sessions. He wants me to spend time with him one-on-one to stop being rude and mean to his children and spend time with him.
So sorry, real quick. I know that he sweet talked his therapist. And remember that one story where the husband and the wife went into a therapy room and the wife turned out that she was gay. And the therapist basically agreed with her, like, oh, you need to support her and her decision of being gay.
Yes.
Did not address that she cheated on him.
Yeah. She's like, oh, well, she's bisexual and you need to support her like exploring her bisexuality. And he's like, but she's lost. Cheating on me.
Yeah.
And I don't want that.
I feel like that's what he's going to do with the therapist. He's going to make the therapist is going to swindle it to make it look like it's been OP's fault and OP needs to work it and that the dad is all good.
To stop trash talking Janet to everyone and actually give her a chance, invite an invite for him and my family to my wedding and to walk me down the aisle. That's bro is got a tall list.
Dude, she's not having a wedding anymore, man.
Right?
Forget about that. And you have
bro's got a tall order and no money to pay it. My wants, what I want. Him to stop talking to my friends and getting others to try to talk to me on his behalf. Keep Janet away from me completely. To be civil at events or in town, providing he does not try and hug me or talk to me. My mom told me he was being unrealistic with some of the things he wants. There we go. At least one sane person. I mean, she was cheated on him after all. Thank God he hasn't poisoned her mind.
Yeah.
And he wants, especially regarding Janet and his other children. So we have agreed for now. Okay. So it seems like they've come to, I don't know exactly what the middle ground between the two wants we just got, but It seems like they have agreed for now to some sort of middle ground. Actually, we get some more here. I will attend 3 therapy sessions with him when he arranges it. My mom thinks I need individual therapy as well. I think that's a great idea.
Okay.
He will stop trying to interfere in my life and relationships, and he will keep Janet away from me and talk to his kids to give me space. Okay. It still feels like he's doing these deeds with ulterior motives.
Absolutely. Dude.
So it's like, yeah, you're doing this for now, but you're doing this just to get what you want down the line. And I don't know that your actual beliefs have changed.
I would love to see the patterns he pulled whenever he cheated on OP's mom and see if these patterns align. Like the manipulation tactics that he talked to Janet about. Yeah, I'm still with her, but we're in an open relationship. Or like all these promises he gave to Janet. I mean, he probably pulled through with them, but
I don't trust him at all.
Oh, heck no.
I don't trust him at all. And I also, just to say real quick too, not to excuse OP being an a-hole, but I see why she was so steadfast on her boundaries of like, I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Because he keeps trying to pull this crap.
Yeah.
And it's like, listen, I just don't want to be involved, and you continue to. I feel like OP should say, if you acknowledge the pain and like actually, if you like do it in a way where I actually feel that you truly understand and you show through like time and your actions that you truly understand that, then we can rebuild a relationship. Until then, which literally right now you don't do, I'm not going to do it because right now we're just reaching this kind of weird transactional compromise. It kind of feels like. And, you know, I guess kudos to OP for trying, and the dad is making some concessions, but I don't know. We'll see. Well, let's see how it ends up. So I will be civil to him in public as long as he respects my personal space and doesn't approach or pressure me. As for my fiance, I still haven't spoken to him. He turned up at my mom's house, but she refused to let him in. Thank God.
Let's go.
At least we have a W mom here.
Yeah, let's go, mom. Let's go, mom.
He keeps blowing up my phone. So does his family and friends, telling me to hear him out. Doesn't sound like part of the deal. During my conversation with my dad, I found out that my dad has paid for most of the vendors and services for my upcoming wedding. Again,
honestly, that's good for OP because that's his money.
Good for OP, but feels manipulative.
Because if they, like you said, alternative motives, if she got married, didn't know this, he would have been like, well, I paid for this, 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 and this. Exactly. So in a way, she's kind of stepping out. Like, it was a good thing that her and her fiance broke up.
Oh, because OP will just get the money, or
no, because the dad would have used this against OP if she got married, and he would have been like, hey, I paid for this, 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 and this.
Oh yeah, but now that the wedding's falling through, it's like, okay, now you can't use it against me.
And that's why the fiance was like, you need to give him a chance, you need to do this, because how is he paying for all of this stuff?
Ooh, he's like, I'll do the dream wedding, but I'm gonna have dad secretly pay for it. Whoa.
You get her to talk to me, I'll pay for the dream wedding.
You've gone on fire lately with the predictions and insights.
Dude, like being in the other place that is coming out soon.
Ooh.
I've just been on it, dude. I'm just like, I read these patterns, I see them. What do you call that? I don't know. I need like a certification in this. I really would like to be a therapist, but I looked into being a therapist and it's like 8 years of a part-time job.
Yeah, it's like too much time commitment. And they have been on speaking terms for quite some time, longer than I thought. Larry told me his family had paid for these, and I believed him.
So he lies too.
Liar! I felt betrayed by him and that I couldn't trust him. I'm going to have to speak to him eventually, but I don't feel ready. Update number 3. Should we just dive in?
Yeah. We already had our piece.
Firstly, I'd like to apologize for taking down my posts. I was really upset and felt under pressure and needed space to think without constant messages. Some of you were trying to be helpful, and I appreciate that, but some abusive messages I received were terrible. I'm updating for those who have asked for an update and were supportive to me. This will be my last post, and I won't be posting again. The episode's only halfway over.
Yeah, dude, we got way more.
So you know. Firstly, the deal with my dad is off the table.
Good.
He couldn't even manage a week without overstepping my boundaries. Knew it. Dude, absolutely. So there will be no therapy sessions with him, and I will remain no contact. As you were all aware, after speaking to my dad and agreeing a way forward from my conditions, keep Janet away from me, tell the kids to back off, don't pressure me or invade my space. Guys, it lasted all of 3 days. Everyone seemed happy. I had forgiven my dad and told me so. My sister was excited. I was willing to give him a chance, and with some pressure, I agreed to having dinner with just her and my dad. When my sister and I arrived at the restaurant to meet our dad, he was not alone. He had invited Janet, my grandparents, his son, and daughter. It was supposed to be him and the other daughter. That was it. Bro threw a whole family reunion with the real family.
This just shows you every inch he takes, he's going to take a mile.
Yes. He never understood OP's pains.
Yeah, no.
Never acknowledged it.
Not at all.
Never acknowledged it. What do you think, Ghost Producer? Agreed.
Yep.
Agreed.
Good thoughts.
I immediately became upset, asking why they were there. My dad told me that if we have any hope of repairing our relationship, I had to accept Janet and my other siblings.
Dude, you have to repair the relationship. She's just being nice enough to say that she would.
If you have any hope of us having a relationship, then you need to accept these freaking nuts.
Ooh!
Got him. Got him. I told him he just broke our deal and to never contact me again and tried to leave. What do you think, OP? To leave successfully, Riley?
Oh, of course she will. She'll get to walk to her car, turn her car on, and drive off and live happily ever after without anyone ever bothering her again.
Yeah, he refused to let me leave and grabbed a hold of me.
Oh my gosh.
911. When I said all heck broke loose, I mean it. I started shouting at them. My dad, Janet, the grandparents tried to gaslight me and convince me to sit down. When that didn't work, things got very heated and a shouting match started, and a lot of unforgivable things were said by my dad and Janet, including remarks about my appearance and calling me a psychopath.
Dude, done. Absolutely done.
Absolutely
done. You don't even understand what you're doing here.
My half-brother walked out of the restaurant, and my half-sister started to cry. My sister actually surprised me and defended me, shouting at my dad for ruining things after all this time, and when I had finally given him a chance. She even slapped Janet. Whoa. Guys, they're like so close to like, okay, you're
like
defending
going
yourself
right up to the line,
and then you cross it. Come on, guys, come on. We were so close to really asserting our boundaries and all that jazz.
You're not looking like the good guy.
Also, OP was like, she even slapped Janet. Like, amazing. Look at that. What a bonus. That's what it feels like. Anyways, she got me out of there and apologized to me. I think this is the first time that she had really seen how Janet was with me and how she treated me. So maybe OP was the one that caught the brunt of, everyone's distaste.
Yeah, because she was probably getting all the smooth talking from the dad.
She kept saying that she couldn't understand how dad had spent years saying he would do anything to have me back and then would do this when he finally got his chance to rebuild the relationship. Literally, it's like, hey, you want to do anything? Here's my list of boundaries. Just respect him. That's literally all you have to do, and yet you do the most. You literally had to do less effort. You could have just invited just 2 people, like you said, but you put in more of your wasting time and energy to destroy my boundaries.
Come on, dude.
What do you think? What do you think I'm going to do? My dad has been trying to contact me, but I have blocked him and refused to talk to him.
Nice.
Sounds familiar, tragically. I have also refused to speak to my grandparents. My dad has tried to convince my mom and sister to speak to me, but I think he's burned the bridges with them. Good.
Nice.
The incident from the restaurant has spread, and some people seem to be backing off.
Oh, nice. Good.
Now we got the tides are turning. Like I said, what my dad and Janet shouted at me was unforgivable, and they were overheard. And remember, this is a small town. Yep.
Yeehaw.
Yahoo! Hopefully people will back off, and those who won't, I'm going to have to cut them out. My sister is very unhappy with my dad, and Janet is not speaking with them. She is blaming them for me going no contact again. My sister is not letting them see her kids. I don't know if my sister will reconcile right now, but she's furious. My mom is also furious and apparently had a few choice words with my dad and Janet and has promised she will never pressure me to speak to him again. I am going to individual therapy, and I think I definitely need it.
Yes, you do.
I definitely agree. I do feel bad about my half-siblings as they haven't done anything wrong and am maybe open to having a distance kind of relationship with them in the future, but I'm not ready yet or not sure if I'll ever be. Super quick on that. They have pressured OP when I feel like they should be like, hey, I realize, you feel, I think they should say something similar to what the dad should have said.
Yeah.
I realize you're upset. I would love to build a relationship with you. If you don't want to do that, I'm going to respect your boundary. But I'll be here and would love to hopefully over time build a familiar sibling relationship if and when you're open to it. And that I feel like OP was willing to come to the table with the dad. I feel like OP would have done this. but they were pressuring him and they backed the dad. Let's be real here.
Yeah.
They're backing the dad here. So I actually do think they've done something wrong, and OP doesn't need to talk to them, in my humble opinion. I did send them a message on Facebook to apologize and tell them they've done nothing wrong. Well, I guess OP's being good, being overly nice in that sense.
Yeah.
Anywho. Lastly, to update you all in regards to my fiance, Larry.
They're done.
Larry the lame
There's no
lobster.
coming back from this.
Well, I spoke to him yesterday about everything. I had been radio silent since walking out on him. Basically, he was pressured by his father to speak to my dad and was fed a sob story of how my misunderstood father desperately wanting to be in his daughter's life. Larry had become annoyed with me refusing to attend his family events and walking out of his mother's birthday when I realized my dad and Janet were there, as he was getting pressure from his family about me ruining their events.
Because probably the family was in like a little bit of financial troubles, and Larry may have like talked, because Larry is friends. The reason Larry got in the reason OP's dad got in contact with Larry is because Larry's dad and OP's dad are friends.
And he's paying for the wedding.
OP
thought that Larry's dad was the one that was paying for the wedding, but no, it was OP's dad. But OP he lied to her.
And I think the parents were in financial trouble, and OP's dad was like, "Oh, I can come and help you out. Look, what's your son's thing?
Scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. I'll get her back on my side, and I'll be able to look like the good here." This is like the one stain on. He's like managed to like beat the alley. Like he cheated, but still he was like charismatic character in the town. But this is the one smudge he was trying to clean off his record, but then it all backlashed and came back on him.
Yep.
It's delicious. He just wanted everyone to be happy and get along, clearly at my expense. Correct. Larry admitted my dad had paid for some of the vendors for the wedding, but he did not know that until after it was already paid. Don't trust him.
I called it. Read the next sentence.
His father had told Larry that him and his mom had paid. My dad had told Larry it was a gift and his way of contributing. Larry admitted my dad had asked him to speak to me on his behalf.
They weren't in a bad money sitch, but he did.
They were like having him pay for it, basically. Yeah. It could have been. They totally could have been, though. I told Larry he had betrayed my trust, and I couldn't see myself marrying someone who does not support me. Thank God.
Yep.
Thank God.
Yep.
That is absolutely true.
So in a way, he didn't really lie to her about that point.
But he did, though, right? Because he said that the parents
took the money as a gift.
Oh, sorry.
But I thought that he didn't know
the parents were in cahoots. Yeah. So basically Larry was unaware because he thought it was a gift from his parents. Meanwhile, it was a gift from Opie's dad, and he didn't know.
But the second he did, but it seemed like he did know at one point, and he should have told OP about it.
Yeah, like he found it eventually. He should have told her eventually, and then he called her a bee, like a hateful bee or something.
A heartless bee.
A heartless bee, dude.
Come on, dude.
Are you kidding me?
Don't say that to the woman, your love of your life, dude. What the heck?
Golly. He broke down crying, apologizing to me, and promised to never do it again.
Too late.
Larry was heartbroken and begged for a second chance. To those of you who wanted me to break up with him, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but we are going to try to work through this. Apart from this issue, he has been the best partner, and I genuinely think he had been manipulated by his family and my dad. I don't like it.
He's going to have to work really hard. Larry's going to have to be putting in the work. He better be looking like Larry Lobster by the end of this.
Oh, yeah. Larry had promised to stand up to his family and go no contact with my dad. We shall see. I am still living at my mom's, as I still need some space, which I won't have if I move home. We are going to contact our wedding vendors and see what our options are next week. Larry is begging for a postponement rather than to cancel it altogether. We may still break up as actions speak louder than words, and I need to see if he can rebuild what we had and show me I can trust and depend on him. Update number 4 is coming up here.
I don't even know what this update is going to be like.
I
think they break up. I think Larry disproves her trust and they break up.
Because you know what seems to be kind of the running theme here is like, OP's like, she's like got hurt. She goes hard on her boundaries. Mm-hmm. She's like, no, don't do this. She's like, okay, we'll give it a try. We'll see if it works out. You know, you're the one coming to me begging for me to be back in your life with a dad, with Larry, whatever. And then those people end up disappointing her and just doing the same old and suck.
Just respect her boundaries. Like, no one's respecting her here.
No one's respecting
except for her mom and her sister. She finally got her sister back, and her mom's respecting her.
Glad that her and the sister rebuilt their relationship.
And the snake is exposed.
The snakes are exposed, dude. The snakes are exposed. I do not trust Larry as far as I can throw him.
Yep.
And that's not far.
Kaylin, 86. Dad and Janet show up at the wedding.
Not only do Dad and Janet show up, Dad's whole real family shows up, dude. The
football brother.
In, the full armada, the cavalry walk in, and they want to make OP look bad at the wedding so that way the dad looks good.
Oh my gosh. I think so. I think so.
Well, update number 4. Hi, everyone. I did not plan to make another update, but I'm still getting messages for an update, and I thought I would let you know the recent developments. So firstly, I've canceled the wedding, and I was able to get some partial refunds, but have lost some money. Larry begged me not to cancel the wedding, but there was no way I could marry him after what he did.
Oh, wow.
Yes!
Oh, wow.
Yes! Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so she came around.
I was set on giving him a second chance. OP was going to do it.
She set her boundaries. Dude, you freaking called this.
Here we go.
You freaking called this.
What do we say? And he promised me he would go low contact, stand up to his parents, and issue an ultimatum that we would not tolerate any contact with Dad and Janet, evil stepmom.
Easy, right?
Seems so simple. Basically, he would tell them that we would not attend any event or party they were invited to, and we would not tolerate any attempt to force contact or relationship with my dad. He met with them to explain this to them. When he came back from this meeting, he was quite irritable with me and appeared to have had a change of heart, to summarize it. He was trying to convince me his family only meant well and that he can't go into low contact with his family because he loves them and he can't dictate their friendships.
So she also said he had to go low contact with his own family?
Yeah, that actually I was like, wait a second.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know that.
I don't feel good about that part.
Yeah, I think you can say, dude, OP's side, it's like, yes, stating your boundaries. They don't understand you. Yes. And then they cross the line.
And they cross the line, yeah.
I think you can say.
You go low contact with my dad and his family, but you don't have to go no contact with your own family.
Yeah. Like think about
because they're victims in this situation.
He then tried to convince me that it won't be an issue in the future and his father would speak to my dad and tell him to be on his best behavior in my presence. Oh, yes. OP was like, hey, I can't force him to like not speak to his mom. And look, there's definitely situations where I think we've seen it before.
We've seen multiple ones where you have to go no contact with his own family.
And so that's totally an option.
But this one isn't one of those.
Yeah, this is it's just kind of hard. But I think you could say like, hey, I don't want to talk to them, protect me from them. I don't want to go to events where I see them. Things like that. It's like, hey, don't put me in their path to where I can get hurt by them. But like, I understand if you want to have a relationship with them. It's in that weird middle ground, right? But anyways, I digress. As soon as I heard the people's comments went through my head, and the main one being, if we had children, he would take them to his family where my dad and Janet would be, and I would have no control over this. Bro, why are you digging your own grave? Can I ask you why you went to the store, bought a shovel, and started digging your own grave?
Yep. And then you got some wood and started making a coffin.
And then he said, don't bury me, please.
And
please.
as he's sinking into it.
As he's sinking into the grave he dug, he's like, please, no. Oh my gosh, I know I built this and I made the coffin and everything else, but please.
Yep. And he somehow has a clone that is putting dirt over his coffin.
Dude, come on, dude. Man. At that moment, I realized I couldn't trust Larry and never would be able to talk that talk.
Yep, honestly.
I broke up with him. He's not taking it well and keeps begging me to take him back and that he would go no contact with his family. You already said that and didn't do it.
You already had a second chance.
Oh my God. His family and his friends are trying to convince me on his behalf not to end our relationship. He made his choice and proven to me that he is spineless.
Or like we like to say,
wet toast spine. Not sourdough days old. I don't need him in my life. In regards to my dad, I'm looking into getting a restraining order given. Ooh. Honestly, yes. After what happened to the restaurant, I might be able to, but I don't know as of yet. A friend of mine is helping me look into this. My dad has kept a low profile since last week, apart from a couple attempts to apologize to me. I haven't heard from him much. My sister still won't speak to him or Janet. Unlike me, my sister is highly confrontational and has blasted him and Janet on social media.
LFG.
Let's go, old book face, with what happened at the restaurant and things that have happened in the past, which I don't know about.
This restaurant is a 5 stars. This is where my dad tried to manipulate my sister into going back into contact with them.
Dude, duking it out in the Yelp reviews is amazing. Dude, there's probably some great Yelp reviews that we could read. That would be
hilarious.
Yeah. A little different, but hey. My sister and Janet had a very public screaming match when she had seen them in town due to my sister's post and demanding to take them down. It ended up with Janet attacking my sister.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because the sister slapped Janet, so Janet is now attacking the sister.
I see.
Yep.
See,
eye for an eye.
This is why we don't slap or do those things or call people ors or bees or do those other things.
We be the bigger person here.
Be the bigger person, because then guess what? They will just sink lower and lower and
exactly.
lower.
It makes them look worse.
It makes them look worse and worse and worse. And you stay over here and you're like, listen, I'm trying to be respectful, but boundaries, hardline those. Hardline. Restraining order, boom, hit you.
Yep.
You disrespect the restraining order, boom, I'm suing you, taking you to court. Put you in jail. I don't care.
Don't care.
But just don't cross the line of violence and those other things. So anyways. John's golden rules. Let's talk
John's golden rules.
Come on, pretty good stuff. My dad apparently sided with Janet on this. Who's surprised?
Of course, yeah.
Who's surprised?
Honestly.
My sister now hates Janet and refuses to speak to our dad, who is also trying to contact her. Not him starting the process all over again with his sister.
You're like, well, it
cannot
worked.
With this.
It didn't work with OP, but it's surely going to work with his sister.
Dude, yeah. My dad and Janet's reputation seems to have taken a hit between the incident in the restaurant and my sister's fight with Janet and the numerous bookface posts about them. I knew it was bookface. People are gossiping.
Ooh, stirring the pot.
This has worked well for me because some people have backed off, which I'm happy about. Unfortunately, there are a few people still on his side, including my ex's parents.
Okay, now you know who the real ones are.
Exactly.
Well, kind of real ones. The
real
ones
honestly,
would have been on your side all along, but now you kind of know.
The half real.
They were probably looking into the swirling black and white snake eyes of the dad, and they didn't know what was right and wrong.
Could have been manipulated. It's possible. It's possible. As for my half siblings, there's not much of an update in regards to them.
They're just playing football.
Winning trophies. I found a therapist. However, there is a bit of a waiting list before I can start my therapy. I'm still living with my mom, who's completely on my side, and I have found a kitten and pick her up next week. Kitten should be more of a solution.
I think Socrates called this. I won't be posting here again. Proceeds with 30 updates. I think that's who said that.
Ay is right, dude. Update number 5.
Here we go.
Hi, everyone. I thought I would give you an update as to what's been happening the last couple of weeks. For those of you who are still interested, here we are. Firstly, I'm still at my mom's house, and I've got my little kitten. I named her Sasha, and she is the sweetest thing, but very energetic.
Aww.
For those of you asking for pictures, I'll try, but she refuses to stay still long enough to not get one that's blurred. I love her already. My mom continues to be my rock. I'm still waiting for therapy, but finding Reddit useful and therapeutic. And the support I've received from most of the people on here has been great and helped me see things more clearly. So a big thank you to everyone.
I'm so glad we got a little bit of something good here.
Yes, LFG's in the chat. As for my ex, now that we've broken up, I feel lighter and free. Being away from him has made me see all of the red flags that I was blind to in our relationship, and I feel like I've dodged a bullet.
Oh, please give us a list of what all those were.
Luke, using real names because my posts were discovered.
She said, F you, Larry. Luke it is.
Gloves off. The gloves have officially been taken off. I'm sorry, but I love it.
I love it.
I'm
no,
sorry,
no.
but
I love it when they use, because my favorite ones are like using real names here, because F you, Luke.
Yeah, right. It's hey, Todd. Yeah, I'm Todd. Hey, Todd Smith. At 123 Drury Lane. Oh my God. So, is not taking the breakup well and has taken over from my father, constantly bothering me.
She can't get away.
Hey, if you're reading this, Luke, we're done. And I'm not changing my mind, so stop calling me, stop coming to the house, and stop sending me flowers.
Ooh.
Opie doesn't want them.
She doesn't want them, dude.
She doesn't want them. I'm moving on, and you should too. My sister Emma is still firmly on my side and has washed her hands of Janet, the step momster. Yeah, I said that. And they are not on speaking terms after my sister told everyone about Janet's affairs.
Oh, dude, what do we say on the show? What do we say on the show?
You lose them how you get them.
So I think since things have gotten around town, some things are going about.
Is she saying Janet's affairs as in like her mischievous activities, like attacking the sister, or like cheating affairs?
Cheating affairs, dude. I'm calling that cheating affairs.
Janet is still trying to save face by saying my sister is lying and telling everyone she can how we are just the worst and that we have treated her terrible over the years and trying to ruin her marriage. Don't think everyone is buying what she's saying. She has sent abusive messages to me and my sister, and we've bumped into her, and she's been screaming at us and threatening us.
Oh, yeah, definitely cheating affairs, dude.
Yeah, I think you're right. My sister's car had been keyed, and my store windows were smashed.
What the heck?
Arrest her. Arrest her.
Cameras, make sure if you don't have them. Arrest her, though. Arrest her. ASP.
Let's go. We can't prove it's her, unfortunately, but she is most likely the culprit. My half-siblings are definitely my dad's children. They tested them years ago when she was a baby. Oh, wow. I bet you they never trusted the husband never trusted her. We are just getting so many layers deeper. From what I've heard, they're not speaking to Janet at all. As for my dad, he seems to have grown a spine. No more wet toast for him. And has kicked out Janet, and she is now living with her parents.
Oh, wow.
That doesn't mean he's good.
No.
That just means he's like, don't cheat on me anymore. Which is ironic because that's literally what he did. But I digress. From what I've heard, he's thinking about divorce.
Wow.
I haven't had any contact with my dad except for a text saying he was sorry for everything. As for getting a restraining order, I'm more concerned about getting one against Janet. Honestly, Janet's been throwing hands. So, yeah, that's probably a good call. Our last update. So let's dive in. Hi, everyone. It's been a while, and some of you have asked me for an update. So firstly, my dad and Janet are still together. They broke up for a while, but now they're back together and showing a united front, even though she's a cheater.
Oh, wow.
Apparently, they tried again for the sake of the kids, and that always works.
Yay.
Weirdly enough, me and my dad are in a better place. We occasionally text and are cordial when we see each other, but he has stopped pushing so hard for a relationship and respecting my space. We can now be in the same place and room without a scene and have had the occasional coffee together, which, to be fair, is all I ever wanted.
Okay, so maybe he finally respected her boundaries and gave it months before he came back again.
Maybe seeing Janet's insanity changed him, but he's still with her.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get that part.
Yeah.
Right here.
OP really keeps us on our toes.
Yeah, dude. She'll kind of do the right. She'll be directional on doing the right thing and then go too far.
And we're like, what?
She's cutting out the spleen and then gets into the lungs.
Exactly. He even gave me my college fund with no strings attached. Okay, still could be buying the relationship. So I'm still not. I'm still not there.
Oh yeah.
I'm still not there. My step-siblings and I have started talking, and we follow each other on social media, and my stepsister comes to my business sometimes and helps out, okay? I realized they were not at fault, and I was being unfair to them. They're still upset with their mom, but are stuck living with her from what I can gather. They are giving her the silent treatment. Okay, I guess maybe the kids, I don't know, I feel like the kids were brainwashed before, and now they're better, but that's the only explanation. They still were on the wrong side before. Yeah. I stand by that. As for Janet, I still hate her, but at least she's staying out of my business.
There we go.
I unfortunately could not get a restraining order due to lack of evidence. I avoid her and won't speak to her, and I think my dad has warned her. My sister is speaking to our dad again, but despises Janet and refuses to have anything to do with her and is going out of her way to exclude her from everything she possibly can. Me and her have become much closer. By the way, you can become much closer to us by tapping our profile and joining our lives every single weekday at 3 p.m. PST, sometimes till very late in the evening like it is right now. So there you go. As for Larry, we are not back together and never will be. Thank God.
Thank goodness. Okay. Make sure it's this way.
He has not fully accepted things, but has calmed down, and I'm not being harassed as much. He still wants to get back together, but I'm not interested. Him, his friends, and family will eventually accept this. He thinks because things are better with my dad and me, now I'll soften up and forgive him, but I just can't trust him. Big facts, girl.
Yep.
As for me, I started therapy, and I'm working through my issues.
Let's go.
I've realized the relationship with my dad wasn't purely his fault, and I share blame in this. I've spent my life acting like he abandoned me when I pushed him away as well. My business is doing well, and I'm just focusing on myself. Thank you all for the support.
All right.
Not a picture perfect, tidy little bow on it. However, I am overall the good outweighs the bad I feel in this scenario.
I agree. I agree with that. Still confused on why she went back with the dad.
Not sure why she's back with the dad. Thank God she's drawn the line on Larry. Thank God she's drawn the line on Janet.
Is it because they have a common enemy that's Janet now? But you said she's still with her.
She's still, yeah, he's still, it would all make sense if he left her, if he like stayed not being together with her, but then he went back. So that's super confusing to me.
Yeah.
But maybe better to be friends and have a good relationship than be at odds and have everyone harassing her all day. I guess maybe that's probably better. So, hey, if you can't beat him, join him.
I guess, dude. She got some money out of it. At least she got compensated for it.
That's true. That's true. Emotional damages being paid out. But ladies and gentlemen, that's enough emotional damage for you for today. So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you, and see you tomorrow.